Dear students, in this video I am going to discuss the last three cases of sensitivity analysis in which we are finding the range of change in BI, CJ and AIJ. So to find out these ranges for maintaining optimality and feasibility, let us consider this problem. Maximum z is equals to summation of cj xj subjected to summation of aij xj is less than equals to bi, where I varies from 1 to m and xj is greater than equals to 0, j varies from 1 to n. Fine. After adding slack variables xn plus 1, because total variables here we are having from 1 to n, that means x1 to xn. So slack variable will be obviously xn plus 1, xn plus 2 and so on. So after adding slack variables xn plus 1, xn plus 2, xn plus m, because we are having m number of constraints. So final slack variable will be obviously xn plus m. So problem can be written as this. So here we have added slack variable. So we are having summation of this aij xj plus xn plus I. This is the variable, slack variable in the ith constraint. Fine. So bi, where I varies from 1 to m. So this is the feasibility condition. Now we have constructed the initial simplex table, which is this, and here this is the identity matrix corresponding to the initial basis, and obviously they will be nothing but slack variables in general. Now applied simplex method, and then finally we get this table. So corresponding to the identity matrix, we are having this matrix which is denoted by this S star 1 1, S star 1 2, S star 1 m and so on. This is known as the inverse matrix, and in short this is denoted by capital B inverse. Fine. These are the dual values. Then these are the basic variables xb1, xb2, xbm, and these are the corresponding values. Fine. This is the table, final optimal table. Now we will discuss the ranges here. The range of, first we are discussing the range of change in BI, that for maintaining feasibility, because BI is nothing but the BI is related to this value. So if you change any value here, bi2 plus delta bi, then our interest is to find out this delta bi, range of change of bi, that means delta bi. Fine. So that optimal solution remains optimal. This will not be a infeasible solution. After doing the changes, we evaluate the optimal table again, and then that solution remains the optimum, not infeasible. So for that, here we have this formula: delta bi less than equals to minimum of k, and here we will consider all those cases. First, minimum of k star s star ki is less than 0, and minimization taken of the values minus b star k divided by s star ki. Here and here, in the left hand side and right hand side, there is not more than differences. We are having same kind of values here and here. Difference is that here we have maximum, here we have minimum. This is the lower bound, this is the upper bound of delta bi. Another difference is that here s star ki is positive and here s star ki is negative, and minimum and maximization is taken over k. That means if k is, for example, say 1, so we are considering actually the first value, because when you put here delta bi 1, then what will be here? K1. K1 means first column of the inverse matrix. So we will consider the first column of the matrix. Among these columns, few entries may be positive, few may be negative. So this ratio is calculated for only negative values. Similarly, here this ratio is calculated for only positive values in that column. Similarly, put I is equal to next variable 2, then again second column of the inverse matrix, find out the positive values, and then for those values construct this ratio, and among this find out the minimum. Similarly for the maximum one. Fine. So we will apply this approach. Similarly, range of change in Cj for maintaining optimality. Here is feasibility, here is optimality, because Cj is generally related to the Z row, that means the optimality. So here we will divide this into two parts. If xj variable is a non-basic variable and if xj is a basic variable. So if xj is a basic, in the final table, if xj is a non-basic variable, then the range is calculated by this formula. Delta Cj is less than equal to Zj star minus Cj. But if xj variable is a basic variable, then again we are having this kind of formula here. Here is delta Cj is less than equals to minimum of k, and value is minus Zk star minus Ck divided by xjk star jk, and here xj star jk is negative, just like here. Here is s, here is x. Fine. Now the maximum is taken over k for those values of xj star k which are positive, and values are minus z star zk minus ck divided by x star jk. Here x star jk are the non-basic column entries in jth variable. If you put j is equal to, for example, say any variable 1, then we will move in the jth variable row, and for example here we will move, for example, say 1, xj is 1, so we will move in the first row here. Among this row we have to select only those columns which are associated with non-basic variables. We will left out those entries which are associated with basic variables. So we will pick only non-basic variable columns entries. Among all those, some are positive, some are negative. So for positive entries we will construct this ratio maximization, and for negative values we will construct the minimum ratio. This is the strategy. Fine. Now similarly, range of change in Aij for maintaining feasibility and maintaining optimality. Corresponding to, here we are considering only non-basic variable column. For range we are finding the range only for non-basic variable. Fine. So here delta Aij is given by this formula, delta minimum of I, Cb beta I is less than 0 when values are minus Zj star minus Cj divided by Cb beta I. And here is maximum of k, Cb beta is positive, here is positive, here is negative, minus Zj star minus Cj divided by Cb beta I. Fine. And here main thing is that we are considering only non-basic variables. We are not considering for basic variables. What is Cb? Cb is the vector of original Cj's according to the order of basis vector. So first, according to the final optimal table, we are having some basic variables. Then according to those orders, we have to rearrange our cost coefficients, and this is called as Cb. What is beta I? Beta is the ith column of the inverse matrix, B inverse. So here we have denoted, this is the inverse matrix, first column, second column, third column. First column is denoted by beta 1, second column is denoted by beta 2, mth column is denoted by beta m. That means here this column is actually beta 1, this column is beta 2, this column is beta m. Fine. So this is the way. So let's see how to apply this, and we will apply this in the next video. Thank you.